This is circuit board removal for an Eclipse CS2. There are two boards in the CS2 frame. There's a board across the top. This is the primary board, and there is a board inside the grip, and this is the secondary board. Connecting the two, you have this cable here. We're going to remove both boards and then reattach them. First thing to do before we do anything else is remove the frame assembly from the CS2 body. That's shown in the frame removal video. Then we also want to remove the rear grips. The instructions for that are shown in the manual. After the frame has been removed and the grips have been removed, first thing to do is to remove the batteries. The batteries mount with springs straight onto the primary circuit board, so it's important that the batteries are removed before trying to remove the primary or the secondary board. Then need to take something just to remove the two cables plugged into the secondary board. Here we have the solenoid plug, and we unplug, just lift it out of the way, and then comms cable just be removed. It needs to be removed from one end, and that's from the secondary board end. It stays attached to the primary board at the top. This cable's been lifted out. Can turn over the frame and remove the three retaining screws for the secondary board. This is using a 2mm or 5/64 driver. Board can now just be lifted out. This board contains the push buttons, the tournament lock button, and the display. Now we can remove primary board. This also has three mounting screws, two towards the rear, one towards the front. It's also hooked into the front of the frame, so it doesn't lift straight out. Remove the three screws first. All 6 screws holding the two circuit boards in are identical. So you can see here, I'm just placing them in the same pile. Doesn't matter if they get mixed up. Remove the 3 screws from the primary board, then lift up the primary board from the rear and remove it. A little tab from the front. This little tab at the front here engages in a slot inside the front of the frame. So that's now the primary and the secondary board removed. Let's check that this little light pipe here is in place before reassembling. This little pipe transmits the light from the primary board, the programming indicator that can be viewed through the trigger guard. Make sure this is in place and push down. To the primary board, drop it back down. I want to replace the 3 screws. They don't need to be over tightened. All the screws are patched so they won't vibrate loose. Primary board replaced. Secondary board can go back in. I'll drop it from the other side. Again, 3 screws to retain it. And turn it back over again. Take the plug, line up the tab, engage it on board, plug in the solenoid, push the plug back into place firmly. Need to insert the batteries, use the indicator on the holder, make sure the batteries are in the right round, plug the batteries in, push in the plug and make sure both sides are located. And that's removing and replacing both primary and secondary circuit board on Eclipse CS2.